Okay, hey guys, and welcome back to episode 11 of our Reign of the Warlock review series. And we're just gonna bring him into hell, and we're just gonna do a couple of endgame challenges, if you will, solo. Now, we did previously deck out this Warlock with, fairly top end gear, nothing too crazy or unattainable, but he's got the Ethereal Decapitator Death Axe. We've got an Enigma Dust Shroud, he's got Guillaume's Face with a Sham. We've got a fairly high-end Phoenix Monarch there, 386% enhanced damage. He's wearing the High Lords. Some faster cast rate gear here with additional mods, life leech and mana. We've got a crafted faster cast rate belt, just because we're not high enough yet, right? We're only 73. We can't wear that Arachnids for the 20% boost. Some Mage Fist, and then we've got our Gore Riders, and then on swap here we have a Perfect Spirit, 35 faster cast, as well as our Call to Arms. So, he's fully decked out. He reaches only, I believe, 50% cast in his regular form. But if we do want to hit the 75 breakpoint, we just swap to our Call to Arms, and we actually hit, where's the faster? 85, right? So we hit over the 75 window, and we can teleport around really quick and stuff like that. So, okay, without further ado, let's get to the Ancients. So I did obtain these waypoints earlier in the game, just teleporting around. Let me just buff up here. So call battle command, as well as psychic ward, followed by battle orders. So one thing to note, guys, is when you use pre-buffs, make sure you do them in order. Battle command gives you +1 to all skills, so that when you cast subsequent skills, it's actually a higher level that you're casting, right? So make sure you make use of things like casting order. So what we're doing right now, if it's not clear, is we're just going over, teleporting around. We're trying to look for the Ancients. I guess I won't spend too much time identifying items and stuff like that. I guess we'll just get to it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. So you gotta be careful when you teleport. Psychic Ward did save our ass there though. But you gotta be careful when you teleport around. You can easily teleport into a pack. Now, again, I keep showing you guys my resistances are like super low. They're all in the negatives, double-digit negatives. And so I'm still getting by. Hell difficulty, Act 5, no problem. So this build is quite strong. I won't go as far as to say it's OP like some people are suggesting, but it is a strong build. And specifically, I'm referring to the Echoing Strike build. See, like, it can still be gotten if you're not careful. And if I didn't have the Enigma, who knows, right? Like, I might be dead meat already, so... Alright, so let's try to clear up all these guys here. They're all quite strong. Get our mercenary away for a second, let him heal up as well. We might even give him a full juvie. I guess he's good. He's good, just drinking the regular pots there. So, okay, let's activate this evil urn. See, did any monsters? There we go. Here's our ghostly champion that came from the evil urn. So we'll just see. Okay, so if this was a +3 hurricane, it'd be a good contender for that new 2 rune word that gives you the faster cast rate and everything like that. I forget what it's called off the top of my head, but there is a new rune word they've introduced. For helms that gives you like some faster cast rate and I think +1 to skills and things like that. So me, again, I'm a perfectionist. If it's not a +3, then I just don't pick it up. Alright, moving on here. I'm just trying to focus on keeping it entertaining for you guys while also trying to achieve my goal here of finding the Arreat Summit. Oh, that's not it. That's a frozen tundra, and then sometimes we just have to clean up the monsters because there's just too damn many of them and we don't want to get killed accidentally passing by. Okay. Just keep teleporting along here. There we go, Arreat Summit. So let's just drop a town portal, do all our pre-buffs. Now I want you guys to take note of just how easy I'm anticipating this is going to be. Since we've pre-buffed with everything, we're also going to put mirrored blades on swap so that we can amp. So first thing we're gonna do is actually, oh, don't kill me so fast, is we're gonna amp. Okay, once we've amped, I'm pretty sure these guys are all amped now. We're gonna just chaos strike them all to hell and back. Okay, so that's 1 down, 2 down. There's 1 left, but I don't think we got amp on him, so let's get amp on him. And he's a goner, 1 hit. So there, there you go, guys. Not very hard at all. And, you know, since you're on board for the ride already, let's see how difficult a battle run will be. The video might push over the 15 minutes, but, you know, it might be worth it. Just to test our guy out here and see how he does against things like the World, Stone Keep that we're in right now, and just Bal himself, Bal waves. We did promise you guys an end game content video, so I mean just outside of Terror Zones, this is as end game as it gets. Which is a reason really why, again, I think if they're calling on us to spend money on things like expansions, and though, you know, the player base, the fan base, we answer the call very loyally as we do, and we make the purchase in good faith. You know, we show that, okay, you know, we're willing to support future ventures of Diablo, just don't let us down. I think things like a true endgame need to make their way to the game. Say what you will about, you know, the Puritans wanting to keep the game untouched, but the reality is, guys, this is already, if you think about it, like a second reboot, right? So not only, I'm not even talking about Lord of Destruction, but like not only did they do the Resurrected version, which is clearly a reboot of the franchise, at least as far as Diablo 2 is concerned, but now with this Reign of the Warlock, it seems like, you know, if they've ported the game over to their new engine or whatever the case is, you don't even get the retro graphics anymore. That's fine, but what I'm trying to get at is I feel like it opens up a new chapter and a new pathway for them to deliver the game that this was always meant to be. You know, like a lot of the mods out there, I'm sorry to keep bringing up mods, but the fan base has done a better job than Blizzard in most cases when it comes to modding. Those mods show you, even if some of the graphics might not be like peak, those mods really show you where the game can be taken, right, with the right amount of creativity at the helm and willingness to try new things. And those mods really have proved just how replayable this franchise remains even 25, 30 years later, right, however long it's been. Regardless, we're talking nearly 3 decades there of staying power, right? So it's clear that the fan base isn't going anywhere. It's clear that, yes, while there is replayability in the game, like, I'm not trying to contradict myself, I just think that that replayability comes from the fan pushing their imagination to the utmost of like, okay, well, what can I do next and what can I do differently next, right? Like, what can I do next that's different from my last cow run or my last bal run or whatever the case. But that's not really true endgame content. Like, just if we're being honest with ourselves, right? That's not true endgame content. Oh shit, I died. Okay. Oops, sorry for the curse word, YouTubes. Okay. So that's actually a really bad map seed because there's just souls everywhere and my resistances are terrible. So we may actually... I wonder, should I have to go through the ancients again? Yeah, we never got the waypoint. Okay. We're just gonna quit. Normally we're not quitters, but we're playing solo, so there's really nobody to help us clear that body. And we're just gonna get one-shotted by the souls every time we try and go to reclaim it, so there's no point in even attempting it. The smart money says just, you know, cut your losses with your golden XP, potions, whatever you drop there, and just move on to the next game, because there's no fighting souls while you're naked and you have negative lightning resists and all this, right? So for you new players, what we mean by naked is your corpse is somewhere and your guy's not decked out, right? He has none of his gear. He's essentially playing naked. So just in case you never heard that term before. Yeah, I do mark these videos as not for kids, but like I still try to keep them PG. Not curse too much or anything like that. You never know who's watching, and even though this is a dark fantasy series, you know, it's still something that's enjoyed generationally in families and things like that. So I don't want to spoil it for anyone that might want to share this series with their kids or whatever, right? Okay, let's see here. So what we're actually doing, guys, is we're starting over from the Ancients way, because unfortunately we never managed to get the waypoint for the Ancients before we got taken out there. So it is what it is. If I had Bind Demon, I definitely would have picked up that Fanaticism Shaman. You know, that's very cool. I'm still only 74. Like in later levels, I might still invest into like Bind and Consume Demon just to have. I do think I'm happy with the level that my Levitation Mastery is at, which is about 15. I think a lot of other commentators and content creators are saying that, yeah, you can max it out, of course, right, if you choose to spend your points that way, but you really, you already top out with a Deadly Strike and everything like that on the Mastery at around level 25. So it's just like, there's not really any point, sorry, after level 15. So there's not really any point like investing points beyond that, right? You gotta look at what's called like a depreciating return, essentially. And so you get a depreciating return every time you go to invest more points. Sorry, I'm just focused here. I don't want to die again, guys. You get a depreciating return every time you invest additional points. Okay, we got souls again, but we're just gonna try to make it work. You know, like maybe you only get like another 2% Deadly Strike between level 15 and 20 or something like that, right? Okay, here we go. That's what we were looking for. So we've got the waypoint now, guys. So we're just gonna actually stay in this game despite the souls and just try to find the throne room. Oh fudge! All right, bad idea. Yeah, I'm just unfortunately not any contest for souls. With this build, all we can do is restart the map and hope that, you know, we get a version of the map that doesn't have souls. I should probably just take the time and like beef up my lightning resistance and stuff like that. So maybe what I'll do, guys, I've got this belt here, Thunder God's Vigor. It helps you absorb quite a bit of lightning damage. It still doesn't help the fact that my lightning resistances are just absolutely in the gutter. But maybe, did I keep the shield? Maybe I still have like my resist shield. Let's see, how much am I getting there? 47. Okay, let's swap out. Let's see what happens. So we're going to lose quite a bit of damage from the Phoenix swap there, but you know what? It gives a nice little boost in survivability. So already it brings our lightning resist to at least positive 15 or plus 15. And in addition to that, we have the T-Gods War Thunder Belt here that allows, Thunder God's Vigor, sorry, War Belt, that allows lightning absorption. So already you can see the lightning hitting my character and I'm just not dying as easily, right? So that's the key. Alright, so hopefully that'll hold us. My faster cast rate obviously took a hit since that belt was giving us about 10% there, but that's okay, we'll make it work. So I think I found, I'm looking for, okay, level 3, one more level to go. Maybe we'll try and level up, let's see. It's like I'm torn because I want to keep these videos brief for you guys, but then I also want to play and kind of really get invested in the video. So actually I'd love to run a poll. At this point my channel is very small, so I don't expect too many people are gonna take the time, but I'd like to run a poll and find out, do you guys prefer like 10-15 minute videos or episodes, or would you prefer like a longer format? Because ultimately, yeah, I'm doing this for myself, but I'm also doing it for you guys, right? If anything, I would say I'm doing it for you guys first and foremost, otherwise this thing doesn't work, right? So yeah, I'm trying to make like a Diablo 2 YouTube channel that's true to myself, but at the same time, if you don't have an audience, what's the point of having a channel? Like one guy I follow on YouTube said, like, this is basically modern television, right? And so, like it or not, the audience does matter. Me, I like it. I've got no problem with that. Oh, nice little find there. Like 7% off from Perfect. Yeah, so that's perfect for low-level dueling as well. I'm gonna keep that little guy. So yeah, what was I gonna say? So basically, as much as I'm doing this for selfish reasons, I'd like to monetize and be able to, like make some money off these videos and stuff like that. Why not, right? I keep in mind who's at the heart of it, and that is you guys, the audience. So without paying it too much lip service to that whole thing, I would love your feedback and just know, like, do you guys want to follow along for 30, 60-minute videos? Do you want me to do long streams? Or do you prefer like a smaller, tidier format, 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, maybe 20-minute episodes? What's your preferred format? How do you best enjoy consuming your Diablo content on YouTube? I'd love to hear about it. So that's one thing. And then like I try to theme the episodes so that even though some of the ideas discussed, might overlap, I try to keep every episode fresh and at least introduce one new idea, one new game system, one new item or type of items, whether that's focus on uniques or focus on rune words. So like, in previous episodes we checked out all the new uniques they introduced. I believe we checked out sets, we checked out some recipes that are yet to be released. We checked out the rune words. So we've tried to give you guys like a very thorough breakdown of all the new things being introduced in this expansion. And we're not doing that because we want to like ruin your opportunity to discover it for yourself or like spoil the expansion, if you will. I assume when you tune in and watch these videos that, like me, you don't mind when things are revealed to you, when things are spoiled for you essentially, and that you're curious about the new patch or the new expansion, I should say, and that you would like a breakdown of what's new, because that's what I'm offering. I'm not going to put disclaimers before every episode and say, oh, well, if you haven't played the patch, or sorry, if you haven't played the expansion, then, make sure you don't watch my series. Like, you guys should know, you could tell by the titles a lot of the time. I say it right there in the first episode, like this is an in-depth explorative series, so I can't review something if I haven't tried it, and just trying it for like an hour or two is not going to give you a true idea or measure of how good or bad this expansion is. So I'm trying to really like do what I set out to do, which is give an in-depth review, and that requires in-depth gameplay as well, right? So anyway, that's enough ranting about that. So we're just trying to make our way. Here we go. Throne of Destruction. So let's just kill these guys. These guys should be fairly quick work for our Echoing Strike here. Now, see, my damage suffered because I took off Phoenix, but it's not that bad, guys. 17 to 35k with a constant proc of Deadly Strike is still plenty, right? It's still plenty good. So, alright, let's see how these guys are doing. Okay, and I might actually just make a TP there for myself in case of premature death. And see how easy it is to clear all these guys out? Like, this is really not too much of a challenge. So I guess what I'm trying to say is kudos, Blizzard. You did a great job creating an exciting new character that is both strong and versatile, and is able to handle endgame content seemingly fairly well. Now, as I boast about, endgame content, keep in mind this is Players 1. I haven't extensively tested on things like Players 8, so I couldn't really tell you guys how well these builds hold up once you ratchet up that difficulty. I am mostly solo play, so my reviews again are going to be kind of from that perspective, mostly at Players 1. If you guys are really curious about how things perform in a Players 8 setting, then again, that's something you could tell me about in the comments, right? Drop it in the comments, and we'll go from there. If enough people ask for it, maybe that'll be the focus of a future episode, right? So like I said, I'm trying to deliver fresh, exciting content for you guys, while at the same time, I'm hoping this to be an interactive channel where we get feedback from the audience. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content and wanting to give your feedback and ways to improve. And even just as far as like ideation for future episodes, You know, let me know if you want to see how it performs in a player rate setting and stuff like that. So, oh shoot, my guy's about to die. There we go. Full rejuve to the rescue. So like that poison can be really problematic sometimes. That wave almost always gets me. I always have low poison resist. Now we could do something like take off the gores and put on a pair of like sand walkers or storm trek boots. The thing is though, we'd be losing on a bunch of mods, like especially the Deadly Strike that really boosts Echoing Blades. So I think for the time being we're going to just deal with the occasional poison and keep the damage intact, right? Especially because I'm trying to showcase how well a negative resistance under leveled character can handle the very end of the game, right? This is Hell, Throne of Destruction. So yeah, like no problem, right? No problem at all. So like those hydras are hitting us pretty hard because neither of us has great resistances. I guess he's got max resist with the fade proc, but you know, my resistances are pretty terrible. So any sort of like, you know, magical attack spells, elemental spells are going to hurt us. We do have pretty good damage reduction with the Storm Shield now. We're almost hitting our max. We got 35%. I believe the max is 50. So that's helping a great deal in survivability, but it still doesn't, you know, help you out when it comes to some of those elemental and magical skills. Okay, hopefully this video is not going to go too much longer. I just want to finish out here and show you guys like what it do. You know, let's go here and buff again. Get our buff on, throw this ward back on, get out here. Right, and I'm not even amping these guys and they're just going down like hot butter. Any of them left? Okay, I was trying to save Lister to maybe bind him, but I don't think I have enough skill points to invest in that yet anyway, so that's fine. Okay, so they went down pretty quick. I think you guys would agree that didn't pose much of a challenge, as it were. No, I'm not trying to say that as a complaint, like it's fine. Let's see Bal here. Okay, so not a bad rate of decay on his health here, but let's see what happens when we get sneaky and we swap out our call to arms with this, right? And we get back in there, give him a couple whacks, right? Make sure he's good and amped, and then we swap back and like what happens? I'm not sure that the amp damage procced on him. Let's try again. There we go. So yeah, see, because he went down super quick once that amp damage cast on him. He went down like Monica Lewinsky, like he just went down in a heartbeat. Alright, so that joke might be a little too old for some of you. Might not resonate with you. It's something that happened probably before you were born, so, but you know, I just like to give my old timers a chuckle on here. Okay, interesting. Some new Warlock skills on this mithril point. 1 to Mirrored Blades, 2 to Bind Demon. Okay, that Bind Demon one's kind of exciting actually. Could always put it on a swap just to try out this skill for a bit. And then the Arctic Mitts. Okay, very cool. See, I wish we had more stash pages and I'd be able to save all these little sets just for collector's sake. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the end of this video. We're going to hit Destruction's End here and we'll see you in the next video.